LSB Feasters, Radio Aircheck, and Classic TV channel.
Great.
Thanks, Mom.
And I really appreciate, and you just got to do it again.
Okay.
Really.
Next weekend.
Next weekend? That would be great. Because I'm taping all of you.
All right, Mom.
Okay.
Can't get her off the phone, Casey.
Okay.
Okay, Mom.
Bye-bye.
Shannon in the morning.
My daughter, Carrie, she's 10 months old.
Route 1 at 202 under the big American flag.
I designed that.
10:25 Sunday morning. Don Cannon, Ken Matz.
25 after 10 if you live in Norristown. The big hand's on the 5, the little hand about the 10.
You know, if it fails for you on TV, we can get you back in the ring.
I might need it.
It's always a job for you here. Tell that in the lottery next time you see him in the hallway.
You're not playing Dragging the Line.
Tommy James.
Oldies 98 remembers 1964.
Pretty as a midsummer's morn.
Dawn, go away, Dawn. It's that New Jersey accent. Oldies 98 with the Four Seasons. Don Cannon, Ken Matz, John Records Landecker on his way in here. He's jogging, even at his age.
We were afraid he was lost this morning. You know, it's been a few years since he's been to the city. You can't get under that fine expressway.
Nothing could take me away from my God.
Oldies 98. Mary Wells. My guys are here. Boy, I tell you what, the WIBG good guys, the hell with those boss jocks. This is it. The three of us.
Really, we got a lot of time to make up, too, from yesterday.
Those boss jocks, can they hold a grudge?
Hey, John.
I want to tell
John Records truly is his middle name. Landecker has joined us.
And it's good he's here this morning because I was a little worried. Frankly, he was out with John Bolaris from Channel 10 last night, and Steve Levy and those guys, and I thought maybe, you know.
He looks all right.
And we went to Egypt.
You can't mention that on the as a commercial endorsement.
No, the place.
I don't work there, so please don't mention Egypt.
The country. They had the country.
They had High Lit's name up there.
Yeah, that's right. High's there on Sunday nights, I think. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, it's good to see you. I mean, we've been together all weekend long. I don't want anybody to think, wow, we just saw each other reminiscing. But you're right. Those boss jocks do hold grudges.
I got into a van Friday night. I was the only WIBG employee there. And I'm in with, I'm sitting next to George Michael.
King George is still the king, though.
Yep. And we're driving to the Phillies game. And the whole van is full of boss jocks from FIL. And they're talking about going out to the Latin Casino in Cherry Hill years and years ago for some artist that they don't remember who it is. And they're all psyched up because if they run into any WIBG jocks, they're going to beat the crap out of them. I'm going, you like physically beat the crap out of them, George?
Yeah, physically beat the crap out of them.
That's the rivalries we used to have.
Yeah,
My.
It doesn't happen anymore in radio. That's been a problem for people who just want to start and break into the business. Where do they go? Forget all this.
Well, you see, that's a good thing that it's not in radio anymore because you get fired and have to change so many jobs that by the time it comes back around again, you're going to be meeting up and working with somebody that you had a fight with 5 years ago.
I think we ought to talk about some of the reasons guys got fired at radio.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you, there's some classics, and they're I think they'd be really interesting.
I'm going to try to get a hold of our old buddy, the guy we used to work with together, Jerry Reynolds. Remember?
Did you really think about getting a hold of him?
Yeah.
Is that because he's got his telephone number?
We got his number.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know, and I thought about that this morning.
I hope that's not the dirty joke what we call it.
Shannon in the morning.
My name is Bort.
Well, the savings are great, the selection is huge, and the gift basket's free. Just in time for Mother's Day at Sears.
John Landecker.
Store for details.
Philadelphia weather.
Here's the deal. You can go do a couple of miles if you want to today. Just pretty. Sunshine. We're talking 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Could be a thunderboom tonight. They say mostly cloudy, maybe thunderstorms. 55 tomorrow.
That good?
Rain could be heavier at times.
I'm a sidekick.
High about 60.
Oldies 98.
All right, Landecker, you got 16 seconds. Do it.
He doesn't remember how to
you got
talk
10.
I'm a little bit
anymore.
younger than you, Don. It takes longer than 16 seconds.
Come on, Josh.
That's down to 4, John.
I forgot what song this is.
I don't know. You talk too much, you worry me to death. 98.1. Watch the tram car, please.
Oldies 98.1 All right, number one. It's about 10:43, the Radio Grace Reunion weekend, and we're the WIBG good guys of the early 70s.
And late 60s.
And late 60s.
Very late 60s.
John Records Landecker, Ken Metz, and yours truly, Don Cannon.
And I have the dubious distinction of being, I believe, the only Philadelphia radio personality to work at the same station under two names.
Really?
Yeah. When I was hired at WIBG, when I came in to work at WIBG, it was run by a guy named Paul Drew, and Joe Niagara was doing the mornings, and I forget the rest of the other was Ed Richards and Gary Stevens or somebody. I forget.
And what was your name?
Scott Walker.
You're kidding?
No.
Oh, wow.
No. And I know that there's a Scott Walker who runs this place.
Yep.
OGO. But I have the dubious distinction of being the first Scott Walker on the air in Philadelphia.
Now, what's your name
really
really?
Great. Isn't that a wonderful tidbit?
That is great.
Hey,
What's your name really?
Thanks for
Trivial
sharing it.
Pursuit, sports and entertainment.
Thanks for sharing it.
What's your name really now?
My name really is now Vladimir Horowitz.
That's what I
No,
thought.
my real name now is John Records Landecker, as it always has been. And here we go. Okay.
Records
really
is. Remember, we used to
That's what
have
I was
the
waiting
Social
for.
Security card.
Yeah, no, everybody
draft card.
Oh, it's a
Thank
draft
you.
card.
Thank you. That's right.
Draft the one you burned.
Selective service.
Yeah, that
Selective
one.
service card. Records truly is my middle name.
Right.
Or John Records Landecker truly is, or whatever.
Whatever,
it says.
yeah.
See, and I thought of using Ken of Prussia for a while,
You should have.
but
To see why you
Now,
got into
am I
TV.
going to tell? Don't I get to tell a story though? Are we going to go into Billy Harner?
John, we've got 2 hours. I'm not usually here at this time. This is great.
Do you want to hear a story?
I want to reminisce with all your
Okay,
stories.
I got to tell you.
Is this,
Right
is this
now.
okay for the air now? It's the
Oh
90s.
yeah. Well, definitely, it's okay for the air now.
Okay.
And it happened on the air then, so it must be okay for the air now. Here he goes. Here he goes.
The original
Here he
Scott, the other
goes.
Scott Walker's not listening,
Here
so it's
he
all right.
goes.
Go ahead.
WIBG, after Paul Drew left tonight, stopped being Scott Walker and became John Records Landecker, and Don came in, and Ken was there, and some other people. This was by far, it was licensed to Philadelphia, but it should have been licensed to Hedonism 2. It should have been WIBG, Hedonism 2.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, because it was the epicenter, trust me, of pagan activity behind the scenes.
Come on now.
Come on. I've worked at a number
usually
of...
while I was reading news somewhere.
I've worked at a number of radio stations since then. Some pretty big radio stations. Okay, I've been around, all right? I did okay. There has been nothing that compares to the pagan activity. I guess in the 20s and 30s and the 40s, it was called Wine, Women, and Song, right?
Yep.
But by 1971, it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And that's what was going on over there.
That's what WIBG meant.
Yeah, it started out as I believe in God.
I mean, can you believe using a name on the air, Dirty Don? That's what.
Yeah. By the way, you know what CBS stands for?
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Well,
John, what?
Canon Broadcasting System.
Oh, yeah,
You aware of that?
found out.
I thought he was going to say when you see BS, you see BS, but no.
No.
Anyway, all right, so there's just too many stories to tell about what went on behind the scenes there. I mean,
But that's what the people really want to know. You know what I mean?
but I don't
we play
feel.
their favorite.
First of all, I don't have permission for everybody involved in those stories to talk about them on the air, and you know, some of this stuff is pretty.
What do you care? What do you care?
Indictable. Well, I don't. I don't want to burn any bridges. Anyway, one night, Don, I was doing 6 to 10.
He's not lost that.
And now
BS.
on with our story.
Yeah,
Right, and now the rest of the story.
Now you can tell why he's not working anymore. Come on. What?
So I'm playing a turntable, a record, a disc, you know, like not a CD, but a 45 RPM record, and it's going around on a turntable. I think it was Light My Fire by the Doors. And it's coming up on 10 o'clock, and I'm saying goodbye, and his arm, human hand, reaches over my shoulder and lifts the needle off the turntable.
So he's got to tell my story.
Right, this is Don. Don was doing this. So Don lifts the needle off the turntable, and I go, what is going on here? He goes, hey, John, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I turn around, there's Don and somebody else, and there's this woman wearing a fur coat and high heels. Okay? And the mics are on, and it's live. And Don goes, John, just brought you a little present. And I turn around, and the woman opens her fur coat, and takes it off, and she's totally naked. And that's the end of the story, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right.
But nowadays we don't do that anymore.
And I'm driving home, and the next thing I hear, this woman's on Don's lap.
Nobody wears fur coats anymore. We don't do that.
Taking a dedication. Yeah, right.
Here's your boy, Landecker. Billy Hunter, come on.
So fine, girl. Messing up my mind much too long.
One more song for you down there said she's been listening to us since 1968.
Don't know what it is, I only wanna be with you. Cannon in the morning show, all oldies on the radio, playing the music that we grew up with. WOGL. Oh no, don't let my roof's got a hole in it. I might drown.
That's right, drowning. Bad thing. Don't do it.
98.
Don't do it. Drowning's not a good
morning.
thing.
Ken Match, John Records Landecker, part of the WIBG Good Guys. Eat your heart out, boss jocks, wherever you are. A little bitty buddy and my former boss, Jay Cook, will be here at noontime today.
Saw Jay over the weekend. Looks great.
We will all bow to Jay.
Absolutely.
Of course, one of the big record, one of the big radio industry people.
And speaking of Jays, JJ Jeffrey.
JJ will follow you this afternoon.
Well, JJ and I became very good friends after we both worked in Philadelphia because we both ended up at the same radio station in Chicago.
Yeah, LS.
For a long time. And he's a great guy. So
you were able to work out that boss jocks thing then?
There was a boss jock thing that has to do with that JJ and I had to work out. As a matter of fact, I had to work it out because I had insulted JJ on the air for something that he had not done.
You?
Yep. And then the first time I ever talked to him on the telephone from Chicago when I was hired, I apologized to him immediately. And I think it had something to do with Archbishop Ryan and a concert. And I'll talk about that later with JJ.
I remember that. And used to say, who's that old guy with the gray hair all the time? Used to call him that. You were vicious back.
I did
You've
not.
mellowed. You've become a shy, sensitive, caring guy of the 90s.
Isn't
Watch
that
those
great?
gray hair
Is that what it
comments,
says
will
on the
Yeah,
on the
right. Thank
resume?
you. I mean, what the hell resume is that?
We're
Not
taking
mine.
phone calls, but we just got one phone call. We were just trying to work the equipment on. We didn't get it on tape, but you were talking about when you used to do the assemblies. John used to go around all the high schools in the Delaware Valley, and I'm sure a lot of those teenagers now who are adults.
Yeah, well,
grown
Richard
up.
Akins, who worked for Rick Trout Productions, is here this weekend, too. And this afternoon, he brought a tape from, it was a marvelous sound assembly program that we did at just about every high school in the Philadelphia area. And we have a tape of a stage performance at Bishop Egan or Hubert or somewhere. And we'll play that this afternoon. And it was a great promotion. It was a really great promotion, almost as good as the WIBG Spring Fever Day.
Almost. That was
Almost.
the greatest.
That was good.
That was the greatest on Fairmont Plateau. We used to- the Redbone, Sea Train, some of the groups that came by.
Mandrill. A lot of people.
Remember that?
A lot of people. And man, they went on to great things. They sure did.
Let's take a couple of
When have
phone
you done
calls.
that all Mandrill weekend here? Have you done that at the Sea Train Mandrill weekend?
That one with the Kusakamoto weekend. That one I did.
That was
the
a good
Beatles
one.
and the Stones.
Yeah, that karaoke thing.
Oldies 98, you're on the radio.
Hello?
Don, how are you? Good morning.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Well, I guess I'm on the air, huh?
Yeah.
Guess you are.
Good Lord.
We said you're on the radio, so be
John
careful.
will do, but good Lord's fine.
What can we do for you?
Lord and Bug.
Well, I didn't really want to talk on the radio.
Okay, well then hold on.
but
That's no
then
problem.
kicks
I mean,
in.
you're off the radio. Now you're on the radio. Oldies 98.
Hello, Don.
Yo.
Hi there.
This is Frank, one of your Bumpers buddies on Friday night.
Hey, Frank, Bumpers buddy.
Bumpers is a club?
That's it. Up there in the Northeast, the Ramada Hotel and Conference Center.
What time can we be there to see you?
Be there after 9 o'clock. We sing along at that. Yeah, Frank, what's up?
I want to say hi to John, and he was trying to figure that old lineup when Buckley took over WIBG.
Yeah.
I was one of the biggest WIBG fanatics.
All right, what was the lineup?
It was Ed Richards,
Right.
and then it was Gary Mitchell.
Gary Mitchell, yeah.
And then it was Niagara,
Yeah.
and Reynolds,
Who?
Joey Reynolds.
Joey came like in 69, didn't he?
Wait.
What was after that?
Not when Buckley first took over.
Well, when Buckley took over, you're right. He's story.
When Buckley took over, Joey came in.
That's right. Exactly.
Because I was Scott Walker one day working.
And then you were
Unit 3.
Landecker the
And
next
then I was
day.
John Records Landecker the next
10
night.
to 2, and the all-night guy was George Benson.
George Benson.
The guy who plays the guitar.
Yeah, he went on to become
Broadway,
a big star. Him and Matt's made it
my
big.
Peter Gold.
That's great, Frank. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and
Do you have any of those WIBG albums?
I have a few of the albums, and I could tell you just about every guy, I guess, that worked there under those crazy names. You had 14 guys that were Johnny Williams, I think.
That's right.
That's right. You have Redbone, Maggie, and
Duke Roberts.
Duke Roberts.
He was still up upstate in the
and,
Poconos.
And his dukedom.
John Rohde, whoever he was.
Oh, he was and still is, as a matter of fact. He works down in Texas. I believe.
Mike McKay and Sean Casey and Sean McKay, and those names are just mixed.
We'll have to get all these guys for the next reunion.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
And where's Long John?
We don't know. We're going to try to find Long John. He's the next one we're going to bring into Channel 10. Maybe he can do weather. Or something.
I think he's out there getting his Silver Marksman
He's still
Award.
looking for. I think he's.
Right.
Oh, come on, that's me. I think he's just cruising one of those grade schools looking for his next wife or something. I'm not sure what he's doing.
I thought the marksman was.
Cannon in the morning.
Why do so many people buy?
It's powerful protection. Use as directed. Keeping the music and the memories alive. WOGL, WOGL-FM Philadelphia.
Bits and pieces.
Hello.
Don, this is Captain Charge in the WIBG Boss Hit Super Bus, and I'm following a 72 light green Mustang north on Roosevelt Boulevard. Now, if the driver of this car will signal that he's listening to WIBG and pull over to the side of the road, we'll owe him something payable over the next 99 years. That's a light green Mustang heading north on Roosevelt Boulevard. If the driver will signal that he's listening to WIBG and pull over to the side of the road, Don, I think we've got a winner. He's waving. Yes, we've got a winner. He's pulling over to the side.
There he is. Hey! There's all havoc in the mornings back then. We used to get even with the Boss Jocks and their prize patrol. Huh?
Here comes the prize patrol, loaded with summer love.
As the WFIL Prize Patrol strikes again.
Prize Patrol. It was the Prize Patrol from FIL. It was great. They used to, it was like a nuisance. Can you imagine that thing in the middle of the Schuylkill now? We used to hate that because we didn't have any prizes to give away back then.
No, we had the Dune Buggies who would break down.
We sunken into a dragster for crying out loud.
1107.
We got a $25,000 dragster, but no promotion.
7 minutes after 11 o'clock. If you're just waking up, part of the Radio Greats Reunion Weekend. The WIBG good guys from the late 60s and early 70s. Don Cannon, Ken Matz, who grew up and made it big now in television. Yeah. John Records truly is his middle name, Landecker, who's now representing all the people like Ken Matz and stuff like that, too.
Yeah,
and
doing
he's doing
for a while.
Some great radio stations, too.
Don, we should be careful what we say in front of John there.
Why is that, Ken?
Someday we may need a job.
That's true.
I'm counting on it.
But now, John's going to come back this afternoon and do his Radio Leviathan thing he used to do. I used to love you. I used to go home, get up early just to listen to you.
Oh, thanks, Don.
Then I'd come on around midnight. I used some of the things you did at 7 o'clock, but you never knew.
I didn't know that.
Because you had all those women coming up to the station. They said,
That's right.
John Records.
That's right.
Yeah,
sure
so
I did.
I can bear that out.
But he'll be on by himself at 4 o'clock this afternoon, right?
Well, Richard will be in, and JJ's going to be here. I think this is all going to turn into some sort of a massive group effort, if you will.
Yeah, because
there's the original schedule says that at 10 o'clock this morning it was just going to be Don, and then then it says Don Cannon and Ken Matz, and then Scott Walker says to me, why don't you go in there? And then everybody else over the weekend just sort of decided that Sunday everybody was going to fall in on everybody else's show. So I have a feeling that
what are you trying to say, John?
The form of the station will be destroyed by the afternoon. However, the substance is going to be unbelievable. So look
true.
out.
Yeah. If there is
it's beginning to happen now.
If there's a copy of Redbone's Maggie.
Now it has to be Maggie.
Anybody who has a copy of Maggie by Redbone, please. We're at the Channel 10 building, City Line Monument Road. We will really compensate you for your appearance.
Or call up and sing it.
No, we just want you to bring a copy of that down here, please, because we have every other Redbone record but that particular one, and I forgot that was one of John's favorite groups, too.
And we have a good story with that and a little thing to play this afternoon, and so if you're a fan of those native peoples, bring it over.
Can you tell that story now? Or?
Oh, wait later.
All right.
Well, it's just a promotion. It's not a story.
Okay.
Up at these participating merchants.
A&C Tires, Best Drapery, Catalina Door and Window, Mr. Green Jeans, Jim DiGiulio Shoes, and Maury's Deli Restaurant.